Good morning, everybody. My name is Zach Clayton. I am the president and founder of Community Pay It Forward. And this is one of those times when I can honestly say this is one of the reasons why we do this. A lot of you know about my story on being run off the road and on my motorcycle, and I wanted to find a way to try to help people. But this is a story that truly touches my heart. John and I have met a couple times in person. But his story is something that really makes what we do very important. And I want to introduce John Wayne Vogels, who started Martyred Angels. Welcome, John, and I appreciate you joining us.
Morning, Zach. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. One of the greatest things about it is that John is also a huge part in the motorcycle world. So we ran in the same circles for quite a while. We probably ran into each other a dozen times before we talked the first one, you know? So that's just kind of the way that things go. But John, tell me a little bit about Martyred Angels, could you please? Can you tell me the backstory? Let's start with that.
I can. The Martyred Angels Foundation began after the passing of my 3-year-old son, Bladen, back in April 9, 2011. One of those situations, it's a phone call that you never want to expect, a phone call you never want to get, but, it's a phone call I did receive, telling me that, that my wife thought that Bladen was dead and had drowned, and so I left work immediately, of course, and met at the ER room. But it's just a situation that I don't wish on any parent. It's a horrible experience. But after reflection of Bladen's passing, I went back to work. I'd taken some time off and went back to work. But I'd never taken time to actually stop and ask others why they were homeless or why they were in the position that they were in. And I met a few that had also lost a child, and they ended up on the streets. They didn't have any support. They didn't have support that my wife and I had and continue to have. So they had lost everything. So I thought there has to be something that can be done to help these other parents out, individuals out, to just kind of help them along in the process and kind of pick them up and get them going in life, and just let them know that there's others out there that understand through experience of their own. So that was the first inception of the Martyred Angels Foundation. And it actually started out just Martyred Angels. It was a state nonprofit at that time, with the motorcycle apart. And if you don't mind, I'd love to tell the motorcycle story first.
Yeah.
When each one of my kids turned 1, I would put them on the front seat of the motorcycle and take them for a ride. We do just little circles in the cul-de-sac and up and down the road, They absolutely loved this motorcycle. So when they would hear me starting to come home from work, I would look, and they'd either have their face pressed up, their face pressed up against the glass door, or they would be out at the mailbox waiting for their ride. However, they knew whoever was first the last time would be last this time. So I got home from work one day, and I was tired. I worked long hours. So I came home and I rolled up in the garage. The kids wanted to go for a ride, and I'm like, I can't, Dad's tired, man. I need to sit down for a little bit. And I never had a reason to lock my bike up in the garage that we had at that time. It was very secure. And it's a carbureted motorcycle. Thank God for this. You'll understand this in a minute. But I got off the bike and went inside the house, and I got something to eat, made something to eat, I should say, and made something to drink. And when I got downstairs, before I could even sit down in the chair, I hear the starter engaging. I'm like, oh my God. So I run upstairs quick and open up the garage door, and there's Bladen. He's 2 at this time. There's Bladen. He had climbed up the side of the motorcycle, was standing on the tanks, and now I have 18-inch apes on it, right? So he's hanging on to the bar with one hand while he's standing on the tanks. He had the ignition switch turned on, and he was hitting the start button. I'm like, Bladen, no. So I run out there and grab him, but in between my running from the door to the bike, he's nailing that button, man. So you're grinding and engaging, grinding and engaging. So I went out there and I grabbed him quick and I took him off the bike. Ever since then, I've locked my bike up even if I'm 2 feet away. I don't even take that risk anymore. But I couldn't think of a better tribute than to include this motorcycle attachment to the foundation. However, since then, we've incorporated a lot of different things. We've incorporated the horse riding therapy program through Spirit Horse, which is absolutely an amazing program. We're working on trying to build up our grief support group camp, excuse me, alongside the Veterans Retreat program, which is a Paul Hummel Veterans Retreat program. That's another focus area that we're working on. And we're also working on other areas where we've recently teamed up with AMR, where we're going to do a CPR first aid program for parents and general public. But we're also going to include a water safety program that's also for parents and just general public, for not only parents that have children in the event to be aware of water safety, but also for property owners and just outside ponds and other water features. Let me see, we also teamed up at International Star Registry. Bladen has a star in his name, so I'd like to pass that off to other parents as well, where we'd like to purchase a star in their child's name as well. Just kind of in memory and just have something on the wall to reflect, you know, that they're always with us, you know. Oh my God, what else do we have? I also have
and you tell me all the time that you're busy.
Well, we also have a part where we like to pay for plots next to the child, or in some really unfortunate situations, children. But and the reason why for that is that we found out the hard way when Bladen passed away, and thank God for the funeral home and the cemetery. They, you know, this sounds odd, but they were absolutely amazing and incredible, and still are today. When Bladen was buried, it was brought to our attention that all the sites around him were for sale, and that if we wanted to be buried next to him, that we had to reserve those spots and at least pay for the plot. And then the services, of course, the extra services will be an additional fee. So that's what we would like to do as well, to kind of help parents stay with their child, to know that, you know, even afterwards you can just stay together. So that's what we're also working on, is working on funding to help pay for plots next to the child or children, so everybody can just stay together at that time. And once again, that sounds odd, but I couldn't think of it any other way. I mean, when we, you know, after the burial service, of course, it took a few days, but after the burial service, you know, we were thinking, can we just leave him by himself? We can't do that. So, so we made that decision, and the whole package itself is very expensive. We can't afford that. That cost us over $40,000 for the 4 extra, but that included everything. And it took us 7 years to pay it off. But what we'd like to do is at least pay for the plots to save those for the parents, so those aren't sold to anyone else, and afterwards they can stay with their child. There's a few more things going on too, but it's man, I tell you, it's so expansive. We could spend all day. I can tell you about different things that we're doing.
Yeah, like I said, you know what? I do get it now, that when I text you and I get the text at about, you know, 10 till midnight, I'm like, what's he texting me now for? And you're like, sorry, man, I've been busy all day. I'm like going, okay, Yeah, me too. But never mind, I'm not busy anymore. You know, John, one of the things that I've always said to you personally in our conversations, and we've become pretty good friends throughout this whole thing. And you know, one of the things that I've always said to you is that I respect and love the hell out of you and your family for being able to pick yourselves up after this. You know, I hear it all the time about my story, and I'll guarantee you, I would go through what I went through 10 million times before having to deal with the pressure that you did. You guys as a family have got together and you guys have picked yourselves up and done a lot of things. You mentioned spirit horse therapy and training. You've got another family member that's really involved in that. Can you tell us a little about that? Oh, did I lose you?
I'm sorry, you cut up for a little bit. What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for a
Well,
little bit.
yeah. Can you tell us about the other family member you have in spirit horse and her involvement in spirit horse therapy?
Oh, you're talking about Raven?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Raven Spirit Horse itself is actually just an amazing business that our therapist um, runs. Her name is Kaya Livingstone. She has just been an absolute blessing for this organization. So, what we have done, we have something very unique that we've implemented into this foundation. Um, what makes it unique is how it's processing. So, Kaya has a background as a psychotherapist, and what she has done is she's taken her experience and knowledge as a psychotherapist, introduced it into the way that she trains her horses. So, with this being said, the horses also become a therapist themselves. So, Raven uh, has started writing, and I do have to digress a little bit. Both of the kids had their first horse ride, I believe, when they were about 1 year old as well. Um, so our horse background goes way back. This isn't something that we're just new to. My wife used to be a regional hunter jumper champion in the state of Colorado years ago. I grew up just old school redneck Western, but this English stuff is it's pretty impressive. But anyways, with this program, Raven has she's in the training process of becoming a horse handler uh, to be able to be with the horses as the families come in for these programs, and also as a child that has experienced trauma through Bladen's passing. This has been an absolute blessing for her, for us, and the families that are currently going through the program. Um, when I had first spoken to Kaya, uh, when we were just starting this program up, her and I talked that we thought that it would probably take probably 4 or 5 months minimum before we would see any results. Um, However, as a surprise to her and I both, the first day the first family went through the program, I received a phone call um, stating that it was the most incredible experience um, this family has had, and they were so blessed to be a part of this program the first day. And I was like, oh my God, it can't work this quick, you know what I mean? But it had it. The first day was just an absolute miracle for them. So it's a fantastic program, and Raven is such a huge instrumental part of it. Uh, her writing, um, not only her writing abilities and progress has been substantial, but also her therapy with that has been absolutely substantial. So it's a great program. Right now we can't take on too many, mostly because of funding and access. But we're hoping to eventually receive enough donations and funding to bring as many families as we can to do all the programs that we have. It's almost like a step program, where you have the horse riding therapy program, then the grief support group camp enhances the horse therapy program. Then we want to do a grief support group meeting and have those that are in the program discuss how everything is going, how it's helped them, what changes we could make, what we could do to make it better, if it's fine where it's at, or just certain directions that we could take through their experience as well. So not just ours, the other families' experience, and how they would like to see different changes make to help them out as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I completely, I love as well, is because you and I, we can visualize what we want to do, but if we're not actually affecting people in the way that we need to, they need to voice that, so we can actually let people, we can try
Absolutely.
to help people. So, trying to find, John, when people call you, is it usually the families of the ones who have lost, or is it the moms and dads, or is it the families of the moms and dads that are concerned about them? Who's the one who actually who initiates the call?
That varies, believe it or not. I mean, I've gotten calls from a parent um, that has lost a child, uh, that would like to ask more questions and get more information about the foundation. But on the other hand, I've also received calls from family members as well as emergency responders, or um, those attached to that department of victims advocate, that have reached out to me as well to ask about the program and the foundation, and just wanting more information and verification, obviously, that what we have is a legitimate, fully focused, fully funded, hopefully, uh, 501c3, but they just want to make sure that we're a 501c3, established 501c3 nonprofit.
Right. Well, one way that we can definitely help people out, and this is to everybody who's listening here, is as I mentioned before, Martyred Angels, the whole program is a community pay it forward cause partner. And what that means is that if you shop with any of our partners, any of our merchant partners that can be found on our website, www.communitypayitforward.us, you just go on there and it says our fundraising partners. You shop with any of them, you turn in the receipt, and you put hashtag MA on there for Martyred Angels, and John will get a portion of the money from these great merchants that are willing to turn a portion of their sales back into the community to help these families that need what he's doing so well. I mean, this is it's amazing to me once again that that you've got the compassion, that you were able to take and pick yourself up. But as I always say, usually nonprofits are not started from a good place. Let's be honest. Usually they're started from something that has happened, and but I mean, it's still the courage that it has a lot of times to pick yourself up and do something instead of sitting in the pit of misery is amazing to me. What is the first thing that you suggest to somebody who's going through, and I know that we're talking about loss of a child, but a tragic loss of anybody, what would you tell them would be the first step? What would be your first advice to them?
Um, it's a difficult time after you lose a child. My wife and I, obviously, it wasn't an immediate thing that we're doing now. It took some time to process. We had media everywhere. It was a horrible, horrible time. Um, and it's just the loss itself. And each parent has had a certain experience that they had after the passing of their child, and I'll sit down and tell you about that sometime. I think this will be something else that um, you'll also be kind of a little shocked over, but not only the parents, because the parents are in a very bad state of mind. It's horrible losing a child. It's the worst experience I've ever had. I don't wish it on anybody, and unfortunately, it happens every day, though. But a lot of it has to do also with friends, other family members, those that were there at the time of the passing, those that are part of the emergency responders. Just please reach out to the Martyred Angels. I could send you all the information. If anybody wants information as to our story, um, please go to our website, martyredangelsfoundation.org. Once again, it's www.martyredangelsfoundation.org, and click on the reason page, and that'll tell you the story behind what happened the day that Bladen passed. Um, then you go to the current campaigns page. It'll show you a few of the programs that we're doing. The sponsors will show you some of the people that we have on board. They've been, man, just a blessing. But then the membership page will tell you the little story behind the motorcycle part and some other areas as well. But I just ask you just reach out to us. I have some great people that are helping me out by donating their time. I just recently received a absolute blessing with a fund grant writer that came on board recently. She's donating her time. I have a web manager donating his time. And let me digress a little bit again, because the grant writer I have to give a shout out to. Jennifer Higgins is amazing. Pablo Warholo is the web manager, web designer. The art behind the logo, the entire design and concept is from a very, very close, dear friend of mine, Mark Adamani. Mark Adamani and his entire family have been a part of my family for many years, and they're just an amazing family. So my blessings to them. John Root is our, I guess illustrations would be the title for it, photography. All of these people come on and they donate their time until we can get to the point to where we have enough funding to pay for some of these services that they're doing. But once again, I just ask you just reach out. You can reach me at my phone number, 303-875-4626. And again, that's 303-875-4626. Or you can shoot me an email. That's at Martyred Angels, MartyredAngels 501c3@gmail.com. And just send me a email of inquiry, and I'll send you all the information that you want. And let's talk. Let's help.
All right. Well, John, we're going ahead and wrap this up, because I know that you won't need to get back to your vacation days that you're enjoying right now. Ha ha ha. But but anyway, what could you use help with right now from the general public? If we've got some people out there who would like to volunteer, what do you have that people could do to help you continue your mission?
To help get the message out.
Or is there anything that you could use a little more help with? Do you have anything that say somebody has some expertise in some area, they could volunteer some time? What would that be?
We yeah, we do have as many nonprofits work, as well as other organizations, even as the national parks would not exist if it wasn't for volunteers. So We also have a volunteer page on the website. Anybody wants to volunteer their time, we have many different areas that we would like to have people come into to help. Donations, of course, are the biggest thing when it comes to funding. You can research that again on our website. You'll see our PayPal link, and also recently an Amazon link, depending on which one you prefer. Um, we have a volunteer link for you to volunteer in your time. If we could have people volunteer, we have material that people could take in different places and just kind of hand out and just kind of spread the message with the information and what we're doing, who we're attached to, and just kind of give them a brief summary of why this foundation had started and what we've accomplished so far, but what we would like to see to be our biggest accomplishment in the future. Um, so we need different areas. I mean, if people want to donate their special services, um, if they have a specialty that they're in, and just I guess grab at something, because I can't right now, but to grab at something like a marketing,
Yeah.
if that's your specialty is marketing, and you'd like to donate your service to the foundation to market, please come on aboard. So we have several different areas, funding, marketing. Um, we need help up at the camp. There's some stuff that needs to be kind of brought up to date. And it is observatory. We do have a dome with a scope, and the dome is in a little bit in need of repair. But once the dome is repaired, um, there's an organization that wants to donate a digital scope
Wow.
to the
That's great.
observatory. So if we can get that dome repaired, we have 4 cabins up there. We have a big long building with a commercial kitchen. What else? There's a trails. There's a men's showers, restrooms. There's a camping area. And all this property belongs to a very close good friend of mine, Bucky Wells. His grandfather built it, and then had willed it over. And now it's just the Paul Hummel Observatory, and then attached to that is the Paul Hummel Veterans Retreat Program, and that's run by Bucky, who is a Vietnam veteran, Brownwater Navy, and my other close friend Roy George, who is also a Vietnam veteran Air Force. The two of them have started this Veterans Retreat Program. So we're going to run the two in kind of in conjunction, where we have the Grief Support Group Camp, and also Veterans Retreat Program, because the foundation itself, with the unfortunate Gold Star families that lose a child during service, we would also like to include them into the program as well. So we have a lot of things going on, some areas that need to be addressed, and as we talked about before, I think I told you that in my opinion, CEO means Chief Everything Officer,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So if I get somebody to come in and help lighten the load, it would be a blessing,
We were actually talking about that last night on just a conversation that we had. I have 2 other letters for it that we'll just leave it at DA, because that's what we are, because we take on everything ourselves. So we are just DA, but it doesn't sound right, So
not when you put the acronym together, it comes out as duh.
So, but anyway, hey, John, I greatly appreciate the time. And just to let everybody know, I am terribly sorry about the complications that we had, that this couldn't go live, but we are going to still attach this to the Facebook page. And we're also going to attach it to your page. Once again, you can donate to John and Martyred Angels Spirit Horse Therapy Training, this camp. You can donate to it all by simply shopping with the Community Pay It Forward partners. That's all you have to do. Shop and turn in a receipt. That's it. No extra money, no extra anything. All you have to do is take and go onto our website, www.communitypayitforward.us, communitypayitforward.us, and look for a partner. No matter what you got to shop for, go on there and look first. These people are willing to help you cover whatever need that you got. And then they're also willing to help John. They're willing to help other people in the community who need help. So it's a great way to get to know your community, people in your community, and help people in your community. So, but John, thank you once again. Your website?
My website is www.martyredangelsfoundation, MARTYRED foundation.org. And once again, please just click on the reason page for the story and current campaigns and membership, and just cruise the site. I think you'll like what we're doing. And Zach, thank you, brother. What an absolute blessing to be a part of your organization. My absolute 100% respect for what you're doing, and definitely look forward to continuing our relationship and helping each other out and moving forward and being successful in what we're doing.
Well, once again, John, I appreciate everything that you, your wife, Raven, that all you guys do. I appreciate your guys' strength, and it's an inspiration to me personally, because you guys took, and like I said, you took something that you said it yourself. You wouldn't wish this upon anybody. I couldn't imagine. I've got my 2 sons, and just that, even the thought gives me goosebumps. And it's just something that I respect the hell out of you, and I love all of you, and we are really wanting you guys go. And it's a very simple process. All you have to do is shop and help. Everybody, this has been Come Together with John Wayne Vogels of Martyred Angels and Spirit Horse Therapy and Training. We would like you to join us next week when hopefully we have all the bugs fixed, 1, and 2, we're going to have Jay Lieber on from TotalSpeed.com. If you need anything, websites, domains, if you're looking for email, branded email addresses, any of that stuff, this is the guy to go through. So join us next week at 10 o'clock next Saturday for Jay Lieber from TotalSpeed.com. Once again, thank you very much. Please look at our website, www.communitypayitforward.us. Go on to there. You can find more information and all the links to John and his organization. So you can just click on there, and you can also find where you can shop and donate. John, one more time, thank you, brother. Thank you. And to everybody
God bless you, Zach.
watching,
thank you.
And everybody watching out there, and everybody joining us, thank you so very much. We are sorry about the